Hello, today's video we have the following content.
32-year-old Wang Haozhen's sweet comeback. His sweet and adorable daily life with 2002-born actress Yiying drives the internet crazy. Love stories in the entertainment industry often unexpectedly sweeten the lives of others. When 32-year-old Wang Haozhen met Yiying, a young actress born in 2002, a romantic prelude to bittersweet happiness quietly began, with an incredibly high level of CP chemistry, bursting with sweetness and leaving viewers completely captivated. The gears of fate, from obscurity to love on set. Many people know Wang Haozhen through his many deeply affectionate and persistent roles. However, the road to stardom is not always smooth. At the threshold of 30, he also experienced career ups and downs and the torment of waiting. The composure and restraint of a mature man are the marks honed by time. Until he met her, Yiying, that fresh and vibrant 2002-born girl like morning dew. Their meeting was like a scene from a script, a romance blossoming on set. On set, he was an experienced senior who could reliably guide her. Off set, she became a vibrant splash of color in his otherwise black and white world. The age gap, far from being a barrier, fostered a wonderfully endearing contrast. When he looked at her, his eyes held undisguised doting and admiration. That pure gentleness, preserved despite life's hardships, blossomed only for her. In his presence, she possessed both girlish naivete and a maturity and thoughtfulness beyond her years, perfectly smoothing the wrinkles on his brow. The extreme contrast created an incredibly sweet atmosphere. His maturity and stability provided her with a unique sense of security. For 32-year-old Wang Haozhen, all the hardships he had endured had transformed into the sweetness of protecting her. He knew how to safeguard her rare innocence in this complex industry, offering encouragement when she was nervous, and feeling even happier than if he himself had achieved something small. His love was a gentle, enduring protection, a steadfast and reliable harbor. 22-year-old Yiying, by 2024, with her youthful energy and undisguised admiration and dependence, perfectly filled the void in Wang Haozhen's once busy and somewhat lonely life. She was like a warm, gentle ray of sunshine, illuminating his world. She admired his profession, felt sorry for his past, and gave him the most direct and passionate response in a way unique to her age. Thus, we saw scenes like this. He would subconsciously search for her in a crowd, his gaze fixed on her, unable to look away. She would casually mention Brother Haozhen said. During interviews, her tone full of trust and pride. When they were together, the natural intimacy and tacit understanding, without any deliberate effort, created a captivating atmosphere. Every glance, every whisper, was full of stories, making us, the viewers, smile. After hardship comes happiness. The best love is when two people mutually support each other, making Wang Haozhen who he is today truly happy after hardship. He is more stable and grounded in his career, and in his life, he has a love that many envy. This love is not just a perfect match under the spotlight, but a deep attraction and warmth between souls. He gave her stability and guidance beyond her years, and she reciprocated with unreserved youthful love and vitality. Their story proves to everyone that true love is never defined by numbers. The composure of a 32-year-old meets the passion of a 22-year-old, creating a sweet energy capable of melting all ice. This hard-won relationship is all the more precious because it was so hard-won. It is so moving because of their undeniable chemistry. Let us all wish Wang Haozhen and Yiying well, hoping that this sweetness that transcends time will last forever, and that they will continue to write their own sweet and touching chapters in the years to come. However, among the many dazzling actresses, only the adorable girl born in 2002, Yiying, could make his long-dormant heart flutter. Their meeting was not a deliberate arrangement, but an inevitable twist of fate. At a gala dinner hosted by a top luxury brand, amidst elegant attire and clinking glasses, Wang Haozhen, dressed in a perfectly tailored Italian haute couture suit, his platinum watch subtly gleaming under the lights, was no longer the minor figure who had to cautiously seek opportunities in the crowd. Instead, he exuded a composed aura and attracted everyone's attention. As he calmly exchanged pleasantries, a fresh and charming figure inadvertently caught his eye. It was Yiying. She wore a dreamy, starry gradient tulle dress, adorned with a dazzling diamond necklace, like a fairy descended to earth. In the extravagant and ostentatious world of fame and fortune, she possessed a unique purity and vivacity, untouched by worldly dust. holding a champagne glass. She stood somewhat bewildered in the corner, her clear, doe-like eyes instantly striking the softest spot in Wang Haozhen's heart. He walked over and, with his unique, gentle voice, mellowed by time, helped her out of her predicament. "Can't find your seat. Come with me." At that moment, Yiying looked up and saw him approaching against the light, his handsome face bearing a reassuring smile. Her cheeks flushed instantly, like the sunset soaking into the clouds. From that moment on, the gears of fate began to turn rapidly. Wang Haozhen found that his heart, dormant for many years, was stirred by this girl 10 years his junior. He began to quietly create opportunities, investing in and personally starring in top production short dramas, and without hesitation recommending his only choice for the female lead, Yiying, to the producers. On set, he was the respected teacher Wang, a master of acting who carried the entire production. But once the director yelled cut, his gaze would only follow that small figure. She would skip and hop over, handing him a thermos, her voice soft and sweet. "Brother Haozhen, this is a throat-soothing tea Mom taught me to make. You should try it." He took the cup, their fingertips brushing against each other, a jolt of electricity running through him. Looking into her bright eyes, the barren land in his heart, once worn down by career setbacks, now seemed to revive, blooming with spring. Their scenes together were sparks flying, brimming with tension. His deep, restrained gaze, her shy yet courageous response, every interaction was perfectly sweet, making the director and crew hold their breath, afraid to disturb the exquisite atmosphere. In the play, they were destined lovers. Off-screen, he was her personal mentor, guiding her step by step in understanding her character, while she was his source of energy, a sweet smile capable of dispelling all his weariness. Wang Haozhen's journey to success, thanks to Yiying, reached the pinnacle of happiness. He not only possesses top-tier popularity and wealth, but also a girlfriend with top-tier assets that make the entire internet envious and amazed. Their interactions are a perfect blend of extravagance and sweetness, a side-by-side photo next to a private jet, her sleeping profile in the passenger seat of a luxury sports car, the expensive jewelry he bought for her. All these luxurious scenes become the backdrop for their beautiful love story. Just like the powerful alliance of Han Yutong and Zhen Wei, the growing chemistry between Chen Xiangxiang and Yiying, and the explosive on-screen chemistry between He Kangru and Liu Nian, the union of Wang Haozhen and Yiying surpasses even their predecessors. His 10 years of growth and accumulation have culminated in her prime. This evenly matched yet extremely doting love is destined to become the most dazzling and low-rich legend in the short drama industry and even the entire entertainment circle. Everyone sees that Wang Haozhen, this once iceberg covered in snow, is being completely melted by his little son, Yiying. But their even sweeter and more glorious chapter has only just begun. While on-screen collaborations are undoubtedly captivating, they are ultimately carefully crafted scripts. The true chemistry that transcends the lens and touches the heart often stems from a natural, unspoken understanding in real life. The actress with the best on-screen chemistry with Wang Haozhen is none other than Yiying, born in 2002. Looking closely, Yiying's round, adorable, first love face, with its full apple cheeks radiating youthful charm, is naturally pleasing and non-threatening. Wang Haozhen, on the other hand, possesses strikingly high brow bones, exuding a strong sense of masculinity, and deep-set eyes. When he gazes into the distance, a mature masculinity born from experience emanates from him. One is as sweet as a peach, the other as mellow as whiskey. These seemingly contradictory qualities collide to create a wonderfully harmonious effect. It is precisely this 9-year age difference that acts as the fermenting agent for their most enduring on-screen chemistry. His unspoken composure perfectly encompassed all her innocence and naivety. Her complete dependence and adoration perfectly satisfied his deepest longing to be needed and illuminated. When they were together, the atmosphere was unique. He would instinctively lean slightly to shield her behind him, and when he listened to her speak, the cold lines in his eyes would melt away, leaving only overflowing tenderness. And she, standing beside him, with her petite, dependent posture and the undisguised light in her eyes, felt incredibly real. Looking at them for a while, one could even discern a subtle couple's resemblance, perhaps the curve of their smiles, or the unparalleled magnetic field of intimacy when their eyes met. This made people realize, the highest level of compatibility is never a simple replication of appearance, but a harmonious resonance of souls. Wang Haozhen and Yiying exemplified this. They defined what destined harmony meant with their existence, making all onlookers exclaim from the bottom of their hearts, "Yes, it's
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.